Have you ever stopped to think about how intelligent, creative, and skilled animals can be when it comes to building? After all, there are many animals on our planet that, with just a few basic resources and their creativity, are capable of creating incredibly extraordinary works. With that in mind, we've put together a list of some of the most impressive and surprising works and structures built by these animals to showcase in today's video 20 amazing constructions made by animals in nature. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Now, let's get started. Number 20. Weaver ants. Famous for their peculiar building style, weaver ants belong to a remarkable genus known for their unique ability to construct nests using silk and leaves. These fantastic architects are primarily found in the tropical regions of Asia, Africa, and Oceania, and build their nests in trees by sewing live leaves together with the help of their larvae. These larvae produce the silk that the adult ants use as glue, binding the edges of the leaves and creating compartments within the nest. The result is lightweight yet incredibly strong structures that protect the colony from predators and harsh weather conditions. The most interesting part is that by building their nests in tree leaves, instead of on the forest floor like most other species, they significantly reduce the risk of attacks from land animals. Number 19. Baya weaver bird. The Baya weaver is a fascinating bird, famous for its extraordinary nest-building skills. Living mainly in southern and southeastern Asia, these birds construct nests using long strips of grass, palm leaves, and other plant fibers, which they skillfully weave together to form a pouch-like structure. The nest is often suspended at the tip of a branch, frequently over water, to protect it from predators. The entrance of the nest faces downward, which helps prevent intruders and rainwater from entering. The construction is extremely meticulous and occurs in several stages. First, the male collects the materials and begins weaving the basic structure of the nest, working tirelessly for several weeks to ensure that the nest is strong and comfortable. The reason for such dedication is simple: impressing the females. If a female approves of the nest, she accepts the male as a partner, and then the couple continues to improve the nest together. The nests of the Baya weaver are not only functional but also aesthetically beautiful, with an interesting and distinctive shape, making them one of the most impressive constructions among nature's animal builders. Number 18. Water spider. Now let's talk about an animal that is quite feared by many people, a species of spider. But in this case, even if you don't like or are afraid of spiders, it's worth learning about the incredible abilities of this species, popularly known as the water spider. This spider is a fascinating example of adaptation to the aquatic environment, as it lives underwater, building underwater refuges called diving bells. To create this bell, the water spider forms an air bubble between the hydrophobic hairs on its body and takes it below the surface. There, it uses its silk to build a refuge that keeps the bubble attached to underwater plants, creating a space that resembles the home of the character Sandy from the cartoon SpongeBob SquarePants. This refuge serves both as a resting place and a hunting ground, allowing the spider to breathe and protect itself from predators, staying submerged for long periods. It usually only rises to the surface for brief moments to replenish its oxygen supply. Number 17. Republican weaver. Now let's talk about another bird with unique building skills, but this time it produces a much larger structure. Known as the Republican weaver, this bird is found mainly in the arid and semi-arid regions of southern Africa and is famous for building one of the largest and most complex nests in the animal kingdom. These communal nests are made of twigs, grass, and other plant materials, creating true condominiums that can house dozens or even hundreds of individuals. Unlike most birds that build individual nests, the Republican weaver works in groups, demonstrating an incredible capacity for cooperation. The result is a massive structure, usually positioned in sturdy trees or even utility poles. The nests have several external entrances that lead to individual or communal chambers, protected from predators and the weather. But anyone who thinks that the impressive part is just the size is mistaken. Functionality is also a highlight. The exterior of the nest often has a barrier of thorns or dense layers that deter predators like snakes. Inside, the chambers are well insulated thermally. During the hot days of the desert, they remain cool, and on cold nights, they provide warm shelter for the birds. Number 16. Beavers. Very popular and well-known today, beavers are natural engineers with impressive talent, famous for their ability to build dams. These rodents live primarily in North America and Europe, using branches, logs, mud, and stones to construct their structures. The dams create artificial ponds that protect against predators and provide an ideal habitat for their survival. The process starts with cutting nearby trees using their sharp teeth. Beavers drag branches to the desired location and begin to stack them, filling the gaps with mud and stones to create a solid barrier that prevents water from passing through. This raises the water level and creates a stable pond where they build their burrows. These burrows are equally impressive and serve as shelters for the colonies, offering protection against predators and adverse weather conditions. It is in them that beavers sleep and care for their offspring. Today, beavers are seen as symbols of construction and great achievements, and this is no coincidence. In some cases, these animals raise the level of their project so much and create such large and majestic structures that they can influence and transform entire ecosystems, often positively, resulting in the formation of unique landscapes. However, in many cases, they also generate negative impacts, which requires the removal of these structures, usually manually but sometimes with the use of machines like excavators due to their size. Number 15. Leaf-cutting bees. You've probably heard of the famous leaf-cutting ants, right? But would you believe us if we told you that there are also bees that cut leaves? Known as leaf-cutting bees, these tiny insects perform a process similar to that of ants, but with one key difference. They don't use the leaves for food, but rather to build their nests. These are solitary bees that cut small pieces of leaves or petals to construct their nests, which can be made in existing cavities in wood or dug into the soil. Once they've chosen a hole, they line it with the leaf pieces, creating individual chambers that house an egg and a mixture of pollen and nectar, food for the larvae during their development. Afterward, they seal the entrance to the nest, ensuring the larvae's protection during the early stages. Number 14. European bee. Leaf-cutting bees are an impressive example of the building skills of insects, but honeybees, the famous ones responsible for producing delicious honey, are not far behind in terms of natural engineering. Although many people are already accustomed to seeing them in gardens, fields, and even urban areas, the complexity and organization of their constructions are truly fascinating and, in many ways, surprising. Among the various species of bees, the most well-known and studied is the European bee, Apis mellifera. They are responsible for building the hives with wax hexagonal cells. These cells serve an essential function within the colony, acting as nurseries for larvae, storage spaces for honey and pollen, and even circulation channels for adult bees. Within this organization, each cell has a clear and necessary function, demonstrating the impressive efficiency of this insect society. The hexagonal shape of the honeycomb, although it may seem like an aesthetic choice, is actually a high-level functional aspect. The geometry of this shape allows for the most efficient use of space and materials, minimizing wax waste while maximizing storage capacity. This clever design reduces resource consumption to the minimum while providing maximum usable space for the colony, with a wax structure that, despite being light, can support large amounts of honey and pollen. The fact that this geometric pattern has been naturally developed by bees over millions of years of evolution makes engineers from various fields, such as architecture and mathematics, interested in this efficient solution. Studies have been conducted to apply this principle in different constructions and systems, both to optimize material usage and maximize structural strength without increasing weight or resource consumption. It is a perfect example of how nature, through its evolutionary cycle, can teach us valuable lessons about efficiency and innovation. The European bee, with its ability to construct these marvelous hexagonal structures, is not only an example of organization and collective work, but also a design model that inspires and challenges engineers to replicate its solutions in the modern world. Its ability to optimize space in such a functional way makes honeybees a symbol of precision and natural ingenuity. Number 13. Indian harvesting ants. Naturally adapted to the arid and semi-arid environments of Asia, especially in regions of India and the Middle East, Indian harvesting ants stand out for their impressive social organization and efficiency in collecting and storing seeds. This skill not only ensures the colony's survival during long periods of resource scarcity, but also plays a key role in maintaining the ecological balance of the ecosystems they inhabit, indirectly contributing to the regeneration of native vegetation. Highly specialized, these ants build complex underground underground nests, designed with remarkable precision. These nests consist of various interconnected chambers, each with a specific function. Some serve for the careful storage of seeds, others for the care and development of larvae, and there are areas reserved exclusively for the protection of the queen, the vital center of the colony. The main entrance of these nests, when observed from above, shows a singular shape resembling an intricate labyrinth formed by concentric rings of soil carefully molded. This architecture is not just aesthetic but extremely functional. The circular walls act as natural barriers against rainwater, protecting the seeds and colony members from potential flooding, while also making it harder for natural predators such as lizards and larger insects to gain access. The ingenuity of these ants reflects a high level of evolutionary adaptation, demonstrating how even the smallest living beings can significantly influence the natural cycles around them. Their collective behavior, based on chemical communication and highly distributed tasks, is often studied by scientists as an example of collective intelligence in nature. Number 12. Caddisfly larvae. Now, let's talk about small yet fascinating insects, averaging just to 2.5 centimeters in size, that build true masterpieces to protect themselves from their environment. We are referring to caddisfly larvae, aquatic creatures with an impressive ability. They secrete a sticky silk directly from their mouths, using it to collect and attach materials such as leaves, stones, shells, and twigs. With these elements, they create elaborate cocoons that function as real armor, providing protection against predators and harsh environmental conditions. What makes these larvae even more intriguing is their natural aesthetic sense, as they not only build their structures functionally, but also with an organization that seems surprisingly harmonious. The way they combine the materials is almost artistic, creating shapes and patterns that might appear intentionally beautiful to the human eye. This unique ability caught the attention of French artist Hubert Duprat, who had a creative and daring idea. He decided to place these larvae in a controlled environment, inside a box containing pieces of metals and precious stones like gold, rubies, diamonds, and turquoises. Upon observing the larvae's behavior, Duprat discovered that they instinctively began incorporating these materials into their constructions. The result was something beyond his imagination. The larvae created incredibly detailed and surprisingly aesthetic works of art, adorned with precious stones as if they were crafting luxury cocoons. This project by Duprat sparked a fascinating reflection on the interaction between art and nature, as well as exploring how animal instinct can, by chance, produce creations with unexpected aesthetic refinement. The work of the larvae was celebrated as a fusion of natural art and human intervention, opening doors to new perceptions of how beauty can emerge, even in the most simple and unexpected aspects of animal life. Number 11. Common tailorbird. Now let's talk about a bird with the incredible ability to sew. The common tailorbird is globally known for its unique skill of sewing its nests. The process begins when the female selects the ideal location and leaves. Using plant fibers or spider silk as thread and her beak as a needle, she sews the edges of the leaves together. Once the stitching is done, the inside of the nest is filled with feathers and plant material, preparing it for the eggs, which will be incubated by both parents. Number 10. Trapdoor spiders. Spiders have long been known for their incredible construction skills, and there's no denying that when it comes to natural architecture, they're on par with other animals like birds, bees, and even ants. One of the most fascinating types of construction these creatures make is carried out by the so-called trapdoor spiders, a name that perfectly reflects the ingenuity and efficiency of their traps. These spiders build their traps on the ground, creating underground galleries in a complex and calculated way. They dig a vertical tunnel that can reach depths of 20 to 30 centimeters, a considerable distance given the size of the spider itself. The tunnel is lined with a layer of silk that they produce meticulously, creating an inner wall that strengthens the gallery and protects it from potential predators or environmental changes. At the top of the gallery, the spider constructs a circular silk lid that, in addition to being extremely strong, is also camouflaged with leaves and debris fragments it finds around. This lid fits precisely over the gallery opening, making it almost invisible to its prey. The design of the lid and the arrangement of the materials are carefully thought out to keep the trap well hidden, ensuring that insects or small animals passing by won't notice the imminent danger. The primary function of this construction is not only to serve as a hiding place for the spider, but also as an extremely effective trap for capturing prey. The spider remains concealed within its burrow, waiting for a small small animal or insect to approach. When the victim steps on the silk lid or any silk thread surrounding the gallery, a series of vibrations are transmitted into the burrow. Sensitive to these vibrations, the spider is able to immediately detect when prey is approaching its trap. Then, in a quick and precise movement, it exits the gallery and attacks the prey, taking advantage of the surprise and speed of its movement to capture it before it has a chance to escape. This hunting method, based on a carefully constructed trap that is sensitive to vibrations, is an impressive example of the intelligence and adaptability of spiders. Trapdoor spiders undoubtedly demonstrate one of the most ingenious hunting strategies among arachnids, making them true masters of camouflage and patience. Number 9. Compass termite. The compass termite, a unique and fascinating species endemic to Australia, is widely recognized for its remarkable architectural abilities and its ability to create complex structures with surprising precision. These termites build huge vertical plate-like nests that can reach an impressive 4 meters in height, arranged in a north-south axis. The alignment of these nests is so precise that they resemble natural compasses, suggesting that these insects are capable of navigating by the Earth's magnetic field, which undoubtedly explains the species' popular name. This fascinating trait not only showcases the sophistication of the termite's behavior, but also reflects an extraordinary adaptation to the environment. The north-south orientation of the nests is not merely a curiosity, but a fundamental adaptation for controlling the internal temperature of the colony. During the hottest hours of the day, the nest is designed so that only a narrow side of the structure is directly exposed to the sun. This minimizes direct heat exposure, preventing the interior of the nest, where the colony resides, from overheating. This strategy not only protects the termites from excessive temperatures, but also ensures that the environment inside the nest remains comfortable for the colony. During cooler evenings or mild mornings, the termites can move easily within the nest, taking advantage of the mild temperature and natural ventilation. However, the mystery persists. How do these termites manage to perceive the correct direction to align their nests? Studies suggest that they may be guided by the Earth's magnetic field, a skill that remains completely beyond scientific understanding. Some theories indicate that termites may be sensitive to variations in the magnetic field, possibly using specialized structures in their bodies to detect these changes. While evidence for this hypothesis is strong, the exact way in which termites perceive and respond to this magnetic field remains an enigma, sparking further research and curiosity about the lives of these small but ingenious creatures. Number 8. Rufous hornero. We've already mentioned several birds known for building beautiful, intricate, or impressively large nests. But now it's time to highlight a true engineer of nature, the Rufous hornero. This bird, native to South America, is widely recognized for its incredible skill in constructing extremely resilient nests that resemble miniature architectural masterpieces. As its name suggests, the hornero primarily uses mud, but it doesn't stop there. It mixes clay with plant fibers, twigs, dry leaves, small branches, grass, and even animal hair to create a moldable and incredibly durable mass. This material is carefully applied to build solid structures with a firm base and thick walls, which look like small clay houses. The nest's shape typically resembles an oven, which has earned the bird the nickname hornero, oven bird, in some regions. What's most impressive is the teamwork. The male and female work together in a coordinated manner, alternating tasks and showing tireless dedication. The building process can take several weeks and demands patience, precision, and continuous effort. Every detail is meticulously shaped with the beak, and each layer must dry in the sun before the next is added. The final result is a surprisingly sturdy nest, capable of withstanding heavy rains, strong winds, and even abrupt temperature changes. Inside, the structure includes compartments that help protect the chicks from predators and harsh weather. It's a true example of how ingenious nature can be and how simple instincts can lead to highly functional constructions. The Rufous hornero is not only impressive because of its nest-building skills, but also because it symbolizes hard work, partnership, and perseverance, values that inspire us to observe the natural wisdom around us more closely. Number 7. Wasps. Although bees are often praised for their impressive architectural skills, wasps, often seen merely as their evil cousins, also display remarkable ingenuity when building their nests. Despite their bad reputation, these creatures show complex social behavior and a surprising capacity for structural organization. Wasp colonies can vary greatly in both size and complexity. Some species form small groups with discrete, barely noticeable nests, while others build true fortresses, large structures inhabited by thousands of individuals. These nests can be found in a wide variety of locations, hanging from tree branches, hidden under roof eaves, or buried in holes in the ground. However, some species show even more peculiar behavior, choosing unusual places for their homes, such as old furniture left in backyards, unused appliances, or even inside abandoned vehicles. Removing these nests requires caution and technique. Smoke is often used to calm the wasps, as it interferes with the pheromones that regulate the colony's chemical communication, temporarily reducing their aggressiveness. However, when it comes to large nests, the procedure becomes significantly more delicate and dangerous, often requiring advanced protective equipment and more sophisticated strategies. Some cases are so extreme that the wasp's aggressiveness borders on the unbelievable. There are reports of swarms attacking any foreign object so fiercely that the impact of their bodies can be heard hitting camera lenses. It's a truly terrifying experience, especially for those who witness it up close. Number 6. The incredible ant raft. It's well proven, ants are among the most ingenious and skilled architects in the animal kingdom. But have you ever wondered how these tiny creatures survive devastating floods? During heavy rains and flooding, especially in tropical regions, species like fire ants exhibit an impressive behavior. They unite in a collective survival strategy, forming real living rafts. With their mandibles interlocked and legs firmly connected, thousands of ants join together to create a floating, cohesive, and water-resistant structure. This cluster functions as a natural, highly efficient boat, capable of drifting for days until they find dry land. Each ant has a slight ability to repel water due to the hydrophobic structure of its cuticle. But when grouped, this property is significantly amplified, creating a virtually waterproof surface. At the center of the raft are the colony's most important members, the queen, the larvae, and the pupae. These individuals are kept dry and safe while the workers form the outer layer, directly facing the water. To avoid exhaustion or prolonged drowning, they rotate positions, demonstrating an extraordinary level of cooperation and organization. This true masterpiece of natural engineering is further proof that even the smallest creatures, when working together, can achieve extraordinary feats. Number 5. Bald eagle. Recognized worldwide as the national symbol of the United States, the bald eagle is an imposing bird of prey that impresses not only with its beauty, but also with its strength and predatory skills. Endowed with incredibly sharp vision, which allows it to detect prey from great distances, and equipped with sharp, powerful talons, this majestic bird sits at the top of the food chain in its natural habitat. Its diet consists mainly of fish, which it captures with surgical precision, but it is also capable of hunting birds, small mammals, and even scavenging carcasses when the opportunity arises. The adaptability of its diet demonstrates its intelligence and survival skills. When it comes to reproduction, nest building is a joint activity between the breeding pair, who carefully choose elevated and strategic locations, such as the tops of tall trees or rocky cliffs, to ensure safety from predators and a good view of the territory. Using sturdy branches and twigs to form the outer structure, eagles line the interior of the nest with softer materials, such as leaves, moss, and even feathers, providing thermal comfort and protection for the eggs and chicks. These nests are remarkably durable and are reused over several seasons. With each new breeding cycle, the pair returns to the same site and expands the structure, adding new layers and reinforcements. Over the years, these nests can reach impressive proportions, weighing hundreds of kilos and offering ample space for the female to lay her eggs, incubate them safely, and raise her chicks with great care and dedication. Number 4. Pufferfish. Leaving the land behind and diving into the ocean, we also find incredible works of art created by pufferfish, true artists of nature that showcase intelligence and creativity in every detail. Some Japanese species of pufferfish have the amazing ability to create these masterpieces on the ocean floor, using their mouths and fins to dig holes, form geometric patterns, and even decorate their creations with shells and stones. The male pufferfish spends several days creating these patterns with sediment, forming ridges and valleys arranged in radial symmetry to impress and attract females, who lay their eggs at the center of the structure after mating. Number 3. Leaf-rolling weevils. Commonly known as leaf-rolling weevils, these small insects belong to a family with over 2,000 species. The females make incisions in the leaves of various plants to lay their eggs, and then roll up the entire or partial leaf, forming a small cigar-like structure. The larvae then feed on the rolled-up leaf until they complete their development. Although it is a fascinating and admirable process, some of these species are considered agricultural pests, as they can damage the leaves and fruits of various plants. Number 2. Sponge flies. Commonly known as sponge flies, these insects spend most of their lives in the larval stage. It is during this period that they build impressive structures, resembling nature's own 3D printers. This happens because they weave a small cocoon for the pupa, made of an outer mesh and a tough inner layer. The larvae produce a type of silk in their salivary glands, using it to construct these structures in a fascinating process to observe. Number 1. Cape penduline tit. Finally, we have the Cape penduline tit, a bird species native to Africa that uses an interesting strategy to build its nests, with the main goal of protecting its eggs and chicks. These birds create a globular nest using spider silk and silk fibers from various plants. The nest has 2 strategic openings, a real hidden entrance used by the birds, and a false one that appears to be the main entrance but actually leads snakes and other predators into a dead-end chamber. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed our content, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Also, check out some other interesting videos that are popping up on your screen right now, and I'll see you in the next one. See you next time.